On Overdrive today, we drive the all-new Honda Amaze. We get you a closer look at the latest Kia SUV and find out what's made the Camry more appealing than before. Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I am Soini Dutt. Safety is the biggest talking point in the all-new Honda Amaze. And Rohit gets you a lowdown on the latest ADAS as well as the safety tech and also the new creature comforts that have been added in this car.
SUVs have practically taken over every vehicle segment, but the compact sub-4 meter sedans, they are sort of holding their ground. Now, the Honda Amaze has been one of the front runners because not all of these compact sedans are created equal. It's always had that practicality, that reliability, that safety quotient to it, which has attracted the attention of many. And now, there is, unsurprisingly, a third generation of it. And that's the car we have on test today. Let's take a closer look. At first glance, you might mistake the new Amaze for its larger sibling, the Honda City, especially when viewed from the rear. Sure, the City has a more sculpted and sophisticated design, but the taillights share a striking resemblance. And the Amaze is even offered in the same striking shade of blue as the City, adding to its aspirational appeal. But the real deal is the front end. For the first time ever, the Amaze has gone with a twin pot layout for the headlights. Now, they may look like projector beams from afar, but they aren't. These are essentially multi-segment LEDs, much like the Honda City, but split into two different units or two different segments for high and low beam. The top trim, equipped with ADAS, also features auto high beam assist. The wheelbase, the length and the height are identical to the outgoing car. The ground clearance is up by a whisker, 2 millimeters. On the topic of safety, the Amaze also gets Honda's sensing ADAS technology, which doesn't rely on radars. It only uses a simpler, more cost-effective camera system, much like the Honda City. The ADAS suite in the Amaze is an excellent entry point into advanced safety technologies, and it complements the car's already impressive safety package. If you were to look at the boot, it's marginally lesser on paper compared to the outgoing car. But you also get some padding here, again for that enhanced noise insulation, and in terms of absolute space, there's no problem at all. This is a sedan, of course, so you don't get that flat loading lip. The loading lip is going to be slightly high, but not much of a problem is what I believe. And Honda say that if you were to horizontally arrange suitcases like these, you can get up to 5 of them in there. If you had any problems with the ingress and egress on the previous generation Amaze, that is still going to continue, but I don't think it's much of a problem. Even for older passengers, it shouldn't be much of a problem because the hip point, not changed, but it was always pretty high on the Amaze, which is still quite good even on the new one. You also get a center armrest here, you get 2 cup holders, the knee room is excellent, the foot space is quite good, the visibility outside of the window is quite nice, and the headroom is quite nice too. Even for a 6-footer, it shouldn't be much of a problem. The infotainment might just feel a bit underwhelming because it only has controls for telephony and radio, and music of course via Bluetooth. The speaker system isn't branded, but it offers decent audio quality both at the front and at the rear. And in terms of the connected tech, it takes a slightly different approach than rivals from Hyundai or Suzuki, where you do not get an interface on the infotainment. All of it is only available via your smartphone, via the Honda Connect app. The silver lining, however, is that for all your connected tech like remote stuff or geofencing, vehicle tracking, all of that, you get a complimentary 5-year subscription to the Honda Connect, which I think makes it one of the best value for money connected tech packages in this space. The 360-degree camera is notably absent, but Honda has equipped the Amaze with a blind spot camera integrated into the infotainment screen. Despite the lack of the 360-degree camera, judging the car's 4 corners is effortless, thanks to its compact dimensions and well-positioned rearview mirrors. Thumb the starter and you have that pleasant 4-cylinder engine sound. No 3-cylinder burble, no vibrations in the pedal, and that nice welcoming tone. The engine feels most comfortable between the 3000 to 5500 RPM range, delivering smooth and responsive performance. Thanks to the lightweight nature of the Amaze, you will rarely need to push it all the way up to the 6500 RPM red line. Coming back to what I was talking about when I mentioned the air conditioning. Now I am doing about 20 kilometers an hour in second gear and I'm at an incline and I put my foot down. The engine does struggle a bit to climb the incline. So you might have to drop to first gear quite often, especially if you are running a full load. As before, the Amaze is geared for relaxed highway cruising, comfortably doing 100 kilometers an hour in top gear at just over 2000 RPM. This setup not only ensures a smooth cruise, but also enhances fuel economy. In the pursuit of comfort, they've also gone with a softer suspension setup that again sort of gives it a bit of a body roll when you are tackling bends. Doesn't really get unnerving, but something that you need to account for. As expected, the automated braking feature of the ADAS is exclusive to the automatic variant. When it comes to the physical brakes, they are easy to modulate and offer a confidence-inspiring, precise bite point. The brake pedal on the CVT variant is noticeably larger, and it also comes with a generously sized footrest for added comfort. On the 5-speed manual that I'm driving right now, the shifts are quite nice. They have that notchy feel to it, but in a nice way, something that I like with most Japanese cars. How does the CVT behave? Well, let's toss it over to Ken and let him tell you what it feels like.
Now, one good thing about this CVT is the fact that it is available in every single variant of the Amaze. So if you want the base model car, you can have it with an automatic transmission, and for all good reason. It gets up the line in a very composed manner and the shifts are pretty much unnoticeable. But it's still a CVT though, so in that typical fashion, it holds its revs a bit longer than you would want it to, but that's something you could easily get used to. Put your foot down and the gearbox takes a few split seconds to figure things out, but even once it does, it doesn't pick up speed in the most aggressive manner, but it does it quick enough for you to make that quick overtake on the highway.
So in a nutshell, if you are considering a sub 4 meter sedan, then this is still one of the front runners and one that you definitely need to consider.
Well, let's take a very quick break here on the show, but coming up on the other side, the much awaited Kia Ceros. Stay with us, you're watching Overdrive.